Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. And this week we have... God knows. This was Once Upon a Time, Chapter 3, and I don't even know what I've watched.
I do. It's not that hard to decipher.
We watched Chibnall's answer to... Oh, you want exposition? You want exposition? Here you go. Here's some fucking exposition.
You know how I said that, it was so far so good, and hopefully we keep to the coherent nature of the plot for next week?
It's Chibnall. Come on.
Oh, God. But anyway, to discuss Once Upon a Time with me as best they possibly can, I'm joined by my two mutual co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left, recently returned to us from an anime den in Gander, Newfoundland, it's Freezing Inferno.
Yay! He said it like in the different way again.
I keep forgetting how to say it. But...
Newfoundland. Not Newfoundland, not Newfoundland.
I'm American and even I get it right.
Yeah, but how we say it and how Americans say it is... Anyway.
That's
anyway.
Yeah. Either way, I've returned from my vacation. I had a bunch of stuff. I had a bunch of food. Bought a bunch of things. You know how it goes.
I do. And to my virtual right, I knew she was trouble the moment she walked in. It's Kat.
I did not do a real scream because then that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Peak.
Also, shout out to Taylor Swift for continuing to free herself from abusive assholes.
Oh, what?
Her album.
If you want a story about people freeing themselves from abusive assholes, hey, Britney Spears, good job.
Yeah, congratulations to her.
Seriously, holy shit.
Good
but,
job.
But the Taylor Swift thing, she's re-recorded one of her albums, and it's like the fastest-selling album ever.
Oh, okay.
Or
and
it's like
Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin was horribly abused by his family.
It's the true.
Poor guy.
It's like the most downloaded album or something on Spotify, but it's done huge numbers. Is the point?
Excellent.
And it's great to see.
So Once Upon a Time. So I'm now. My two usual co-hosts are confused as all hell, and I'm flying without a net too because, like I said, 2 hours ago I just got back in the door from vacation land. So I haven't actually written a review of the episode yet, or first impressions, whatever the hell I call them, and posted on my blog, FreznoSwiftRants.blogspot.com. By the time this goes up, there will be a handy-dandy link to what I said, but this is my first impression of Once Upon a Time as being recorded. So it's going to be very interesting to go without a net. And what I've got is... Oh, look at that. Chibnall does have a different mode than just making me remember the Russell T Davies years. He tried to make me remember the Moffat years.
Can we go back to him trying to make you remember the RTD years, please?
Crazy ass bullshit. I'm all for it.
The phrase Gonzo Chibnall can now be spoken of this episode. God help us for what the full ramifications of that will be as we go forward. But
I am now terrified for the 6th chapter.
Okay, here we are halfway through Flux, and I don't know. It's not really passing my sniff test that he's gonna stick the landing, because when has he ever stuck the landing?
Yeah.
But I kind of appreciate the novelty, if nothing else, of Gonzo Chibnall. It's a mode from Chibnall I haven't seen before, and it honestly kind of surprised and intrigued me.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are a lot less forgiving of this because it is kind of Moffat adjacent, and Moffat would have done this way the fuck better, but then again, you look back to the Chibnall RTD stuff, and, RTD would have done that a hell of a lot better. Chris Chibnall is just the great value brand of previous Doctor Who showrunners, when you think about it, but...
Are you trying to say he's
the brand?
Are you trying to say that Chris Chibnall is the Greg Sausage Roll of Doctor Who showrunners?
I don't know the regional difference to that reference, but
the Greg Sausage Roll is delicious. What's the equivalent of that?
Tesco family size.
The Tesco value meal brand. Sausage roll of Doctor Who showrunners.
Vegan sausage roll.
That's just upsetting vegans.
There are a lot of interesting things
I
here.
mean, we already do, so let's accept them more.
There's a lot of interesting things in the episode, at least one or two that made me really perk up. So,
Yeah.
How shall we? Yeah.
Let me get my soundboard ready.
Okay.
Yeah, get the soundboard ready. If you've seen the episode, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm contractually obligated.
If you haven't seen it, don't listen to this yet, because we're going to spoil the hell out of it.
No shit. So,
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, why are you watching this? We're a review channel dedicated to spoiling Doctor Who.
Previously on Doctor Who, the big scary crystal skull man was about to do a Thanos snap and shit blast Yaz and Vinder with time. So the clever resolution the Doctor does is boing, like I don't know if you have a Mario sound thing on your thing, but that's basically what she does.
I probably.
That's it. That's exactly the resolution. She literally just jumps onto one of the Mori pads, drags Dan with her, and goes into the time storm with them. And this is the conceit of the episode. It's basically just they're stuck in limbo land and trying to get the mental fortitude to get out.
Yeah.
Which technically means I was right, because last time I said what's going to happen is the Doctor is going to have to go through time and fish Yaz because she's been splintered throughout time. So I'm technically right. So
What the hell is that sound effect?
Dude.
It's labeled as success, but it's like, holy crap, that was terrible. It was like my da-da-da-da.
That sounds like an 80s NES game sound effect or something.
Well, yeah, I've got a whole line of those. I've got like, here's a coin collect, item collect, punch, kick, all kinds of stuff.
I like how
It sounded the exact same.
Yeah, punch and kick sounds like the same one, but
I know, right?
so it's
What is this? A Doc Walker movie?
It's very accurate to. Oh my god! Shut up! It's very accurate to 80s fighting games. Then, where the punch and the kick says the exact same thing.
Well, you know, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I think you'll find. I
Very
forget the rest of
nice.
the words now.
The things I'll teach you are sure to beat you. Never unless you get a lesson from teacher now.
The episode's kind of hard to review in a linear sense because it's jumping all over the place.
Yeah, so we came to an agreement we're not going to do that. We're gonna take each individual subplot and run with it to its conclusion.
I mean, even doing that, it's like it's not about like the linear events. I think what they're going for is more the mood of the thing, and just the evocative "what the fuck is going on" nature of it.
Yeah, I will say one thing for this: it's the most unique episode. He's never done an episode like this before.
Chibnall, why do you keep looking into the fucking mirror?
She said it. She said it.
We're not getting ready for that. We're getting ready for that. But yeah, I mean, it's unique, and that definitely makes me. It makes me give it a sort of pass. I'm like, okay, I had fun. That's a new register for Chibnall. It's something I haven't seen him try before. Did he nail it? We'll see as we go along. But
I can say it's interesting. I can't necessarily say it's good, but it's interesting.
It caught my attention.
I can see it.
I mean, my attention was mostly, what the hell is going on? But it still caught my attention.
And I mean, Chibnall has tried this sort of swerve before in a way. I mean, I keep coming back to it because it pissed me off, and it is the same kind of... He still is set in these ways a little. It reminds me of the Brendan shit from Ascension of the Cybermen.
Oh, does it ever?
Because it's like, what? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I don't understand. And then eventually you do understand. It's like, oh, okay. Retroactively, this makes sense. Oh, that's what he's going for, but Ascension of the Cybermen, being the penultimate episode of a 10-part series, pissed me off because it was still, even that late stage, passing the buck. So, I mean... If we get some sort of little resolution here, it's kind of doing the same thing War of the Centaurans was doing, where it resolves one thing and then it's just dangling another mystery in front of us. You clear up one and another comes. It's like, honestly, reviewing this series, watching this series, it's like fighting a Hydra, and the Hydra is made of Chris Chibnall plot hooks.
If I may, there is a quote here from Patrick Mulkern for the Radio Times. which basically sums up this entire episode really neatly, in my opinion. They gave it 2 out of 5 stars, by the way. But his quote is, "One of the most dizzying and blatantly confusing episodes of Doctor Who."
I mean, I'm a Moffat fan. Like, come at me, bro. You're trying to be confusing, kid.
Come at me, bro.
But yeah, I mean, it's a weird ass episode because, like, you're not sure exactly what is true just due to the nature of it, because the Doctor and her companions are, and Vinder, are all trapped inside of time, and essentially what's going on is they're going through their own time stream, but in a sort of, like, we're here, and then we're there, and now we're in the future, now we're in the past kind of way.
A non-linear fashion.
And even more confusing is that they're replacing important people in each other's scenes. So you have, like, Vinder talking to Yaz about stuff from his past, which he apparently doesn't want to, get back into. But it's still Yaz, and then at one point she turns into an old guy and then turns back to Yaz. And you see this a lot where they're just popping up during these important parts.
That's quite a clever way to hide certain revelations, isn't it? Hide the identity of certain people.
I guess, but it's like, it makes it a little bit more muddied, in my opinion, because then you don't know, are they really experiencing this? Are they able to see it as well? Or are they just, like, getting screwed over? Why did they replace these certain people? Things like that.
I've got a theory on that when we get to the whole, those whole scenes.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Yaz turning into an old white man? It's Olive Chibble's dreams made manifest! Bah! I've turned her into an old white man! I can write for her now! Hooray!
I mean, she was an old white guy for about 5 seconds, but...
I know, but
Let's be fair, her dialogue was for an old white man.
That was an excellent joke, so I'll allow it. But
thank you. So, I mean, and this is the what? I'm going to try to make a running. I'm almost making a running tally here, but this is the 3rd time in a row that Frezno compares Doctor Who Flux to Star Trek. But there are a lot of Star Trek episodes that do this sort of time shifting.
I hate to tell you, but it's not nonsense. Just episodes.
No. Entire seasons.
What?
No, not entire seasons.
Oh,
I'm
films.
talking about a movie.
Films, yeah.
Oh no! Are you talking about Star Trek Generations?
Nope. Oh, I'm talking about Into Darkness.
Oh, what? God.
Oh. Can I put a pin in there? I'm going to say what I want to say, and then I'm going to ask you, why in the name of fuck you invoked that piece of shit?
I know exactly why she's invoked that, and she's right.
Because I told him about it.
Well, we'll get to that, but... No, but the whole shifting perspectives thing, and in the time stream, I don't know what's real, I don't know. It is reminiscent of a lot of some of the best episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation. In particular, The Inner Light, where Captain Picard learns to play the flute. And the finale, All Good Things, which has Captain Picard shifting between the past, present, and the future at the behest of Q for plot reasons to close the circle on the series. Both fantastic episodes with that series. So, I'm in my wheelhouse with this shit, shall we say. But having forgotten the delights of Star Trek Into Darkness, Kat, what the fuck is the parallel there?
It's not to do with the story.
No.
Okay.
So, at the beginning, we have this new character whose name is Belle, apparently. I kind of missed the first few
It literally comes up on the screen, Belle's story.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of stupid. But, it comes up with Belle, and she's telling the story of how she's, like, in the future, and things have gone to shit. Like, really gone to shit. To the point that Daleks, Cybermen, and Centaurans are fighting over different sections of the universes, I guess.
Yeah.
Or universe.
What's left of the galaxy.
And so she's going through all these different quadrants, trying to get back to a certain place so that she can meet up with her love. We'll talk about who that is later. But at one point, she is running through a forest, or sort of walking through a forest, and she gets to a point where she sees a bunch of Cybermen. And I was looking at this forest, and it's like this red forest of like bamboo or something like that. And I thought, that sure looks familiar.
Oh, is that the opening to the movie? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like the exact same set.
It looks like the exact same set. Just maybe a little bit shorter.
I mean, if you're gonna rip from Into Fucking Darkness, that's the least worst thing you could rip. I mean, considering.
Oh, trust me, I could rip a lot into Darkness.
You're not a fan of that film, you two?
That movie fucking sucks, but let's stop.
You're not a fan of that movie?
No, I'm not a fan of that movie.
No!
But
no, for several reasons.
This Belle character, is she interesting?
Well, here's the thing. I will say one thing in the defense of the whole Belle thing. Chibnall has improved a little, because, again, I'm thinking of Ascension of the Cybermen. It's sort of the same thing. Here's this out-of-context B-plot that you're like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this relevant? What's going on? And then you get the reveal. But he actually put the reveal that twists that gives you the context and retroactively makes these things make sense at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Instead of passing the buck on to the next one.
I would also like to say one thing about Belle.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lot better than Rose from Star Wars.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so about the name Belle.
Look, at least Belle actually went and fought some Cybermen. Rose just sort of was sad and stopped people from doing stuff.
That's kind of the problem, that she fought the Cybermen, but we'll get to that scene in a moment. But
how is that a problem?
I'll explain in a minute. Just we'll get there.
Go ahead.
So Belle is this scavenger, a bit like Rey from Star Wars, and the Daleks show up in a very brief CGI cameo. Does that mean we don't have to see them again for another year?
Probably.
Who are we kidding? They'll be in the New Year's special.
Yeah.
They're absolutely going to be in the New Year's special, whether you like it or not.
Where is my alcohol? Because I'm going to need it to knock myself out.
Oh dear.
Until then.
But they turn up and they go away and they don't kill anybody. And then these weird blue particles show up and erase two poor sods.
I would like to mention I was watching with a anime den dweller, Blaze Fury, who insisted that these things reminded him of the Vashta Narada. So, I guess...
except for the fact that they... eat everything.
They reminded me of the Flux, because they're like the time equivalent of the Flux. But anyway, these blue glowing firefly things, they destroy these two people. They left no trace of them at all. So that's the first of the Belle scenes, and then
it definitely puts the Owl City song into perspective.
10 million fireflies, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe my eyes when 10 million fireflies. They forgot to add "Run for Your Life." That was a deleted chorus.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's Owl City, so you're already running away from them.
That was a deleted verse. Didn't make it onto the CD. But
what else do we got with?
I'm
Belle
kidding.
here?
Owl City's not that bad.
I mean, there's the big scene I can think of in the middle here.
Yeah. So we get a couple of little scenes with Belle that don't really make a whole lot of sense. She's got a Tamagotchi that she talks to.
Oh, this is really cute, actually.
I forget what she called it, but she keeps talking to this Tamagotchi, and the Tamagotchi keeps smiling back at her. And the Tamagotchi's significance is revealed towards the end, like with the whole point of this subplot.
It's so cute, though.
Again, thinking of Doctor Who episodes remind me, of all things, of the fucking Vardis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it's just emoji, smiles, hearts. That's that same aesthetic.
Yeah.
I mean, emojis are still in vogue 4 years after that episode, so you know.
That's absolutely right. But then the big sequence with Belle.
Mm-hmm.
And the one involving another returning monster.
It's the Cyber Boys.
There's a whole bunch of Cybermen, like more Cybermen I think we've seen on the screen for a long, long time in one continuous shot.
1 million billion Cybermen! Oh my god! You know how I feel about it.
I know, but it's an impressive shot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The effects are all over the place in this episode and in Flux in general. Some of them are really good, some of them are a bit ropey. This one I think is really good.
This is fine.
Then Bell steals a Lupari ship. So that's kind of a hint that the Lupari did not manage to save the Earth. By the way, that's kind of a worry.
Well, I mean, wait, but we were on the Earth like 2 days after the Flux with the Santarans, so...
Yeah, but maybe they couldn't hold it out indefinitely, but you're right.
I guess. We don't have any...
But she finds the Lupari ship. Maybe they succeed and then they flew off and then they were erased, but...
Who
knows?
She finds the Lupari ship, she stows on board of it, and then she's boarded by a party of Cybermen. And she absolutely wrecks them.
Good.
So cool.
2 laser pistols. She shoots every single one of them dead where they stand.
It's only like 7 Cybermen. I was expecting like an endless thing. It's like, oh, she's fucked now. She can't hold out forever. Oh, it was literally just like half a dozen Cybermen. They're all dead.
If that's the only appearance of the Cybermen in Flux, that's hilarious. Consider they made a huge deal out of them being in the trailer. It's like, oh my god, the Cybermen are back and they're gone.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the Daleks in this episode. It's like, here they are.
There is a nice little exchange between the last surviving Cyberman before she kills it, and what do you hope to do? It's like, what is the purpose of your mission? Love is not a mission. Love is an emotion.
Which, I mean, we're fucking... Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, there's the idea that the Cybermen are like, okay, in this cold universe, we're going to take over and we're going to convert everybody. And she's like, but for what? Half the universe is dead. There's no fucking point, which is very tantalizingly close to, saying something about the Cybermen and their conversion aspect, other than, beep, beep, big, stompy death robot that you have nostalgic memories of.
Yeah.
So I think that it's like close to actually being, good. It's close. Tantalizingly close, which is a lot like the rest of the episode. But then the whole love is a mission thing is I'm divided on. I mean, on one hand, it's kind of a retread of Love is a Promise from John Quander.
If love is what stops the Flux, I'm out.
Oh, no. Chris Chibnall's not going. Chris Chibnall is not going full Symphogear. There's no fucking way.
I'm just saying for the record, if that's the solution, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
If Jodie Whittaker starts fucking singing during an episode and then she transforms, we're out.
I'm back in.
Hey, Kat, how's the 3rd season of Symphogear treating you?
I don't know because I'm not fucking watching it.
Oh, come on.
No.
You gotta finish. There's some real good shit up ahead.
The Edna Krabappel reverse psychology is not going to work on her. Come on! All right, that's a good point.
No. I make the Symphogear joke, but Love is a Mission does kind of fuck around with that part of my brain.
Frez, I will make you a deal. I will watch the last episodes of Symphogear Season 3 if Radiac watches Velocipaster.
Done.
That's a good deal.
I'll even find time to watch it this weekend, and then you're absolutely screwed.
Works for me.
Okay, so
I like this business transaction, and I kind of, God help me, I kind of vibe with Love is a Mission. Kinda like there's the potential there for that.
I am worried of what that's going to.
Dumb part of my.
Yes, obligatory. She's fine.
It's fine. Yes.
I can't wait to find out what the context of that is.
When I put that up.
I can't wait to find out the context of that clip because
it
sends me to work every time I see it. So
for those of you out there, please go watch Velocipaster. Please, it is amazing.
Have we posted the Gandhi quote?
Yes.
I think we have, but you know what? Just in case, I have that one too.
You have done that in a previous podcast.
Please post the Gandhi quote again. Please post the Gandhi quote again.
I will. You guys continue while
I was broken by VFX car on fire.
So I think we can get to the.
That's it. Yeah.
I think we can get to the reveal of what the point was of following Bell for the B plot.
Yeah, the Tamagotchi. It's not just a Tamagotchi. It's a heart rate monitor. And it's a heart rate monitor for her unborn child.
The baby.
Aww.
Oh, don't you dare! Don't ruin this even more. It's already been ruined.
Oh, and
All right,
also,
now I'm going to have to go online, find a picture of her inside the Lupari ship, and then have the door bust open for it being Samus instead of a bunch of Cybermen.
Just have her attacked by
I
by
have to do that
Ridley.
now.
oh god,
That will work, yeah.
Yeah, Ridley
So,
just bursts through the door and roars at her.
so Belle is gonna have a baby, and the baby's been giving emoji hard eyes. Future heart monitor.
So that explains the name she gave the Tamagotchi. I guess that's the name of her unborn child.
And also, who's this lover she's been pursuing to find?
Well, we'll get to that now. Then let's discuss the next subplot because they are connected.
All right, move.
Let's.
So let's do Vinder.
Spoilers.
I think Vinder's plotline is the most fleshed out in this episode.
Yeah, and I like the fact that we got more of Vinder here.
So Vinder is
Yeah.
stuck in this time storm, what have you, and is reliving his backstory, basically.
But
So
the
we
part of his
Essentially, why
commanding
he got
officer,
sent to Outpost Rose.
yeah, the part of his commanding officer will be played tonight by Yasmin Khan.
So yeah. So there's a lot of stuff, and occasionally, during these scenes, as all the scenes stuck in the timeline, it plays out, and then they're like, "Wait a minute, I've already done this. Wait a minute, wait, is that a weird hologram of the Doctor shouting at me? What? Anyway, what were you saying? Anyway, okay."
Yeah, so this is how he found himself to be on Outpost Rose, Observation Outpost Rose, as you say. So he's given a mission by his commanding officer that the Grand Serpent has apparently asked for him personally to assist him, to be his aide-de-camp.
Grand Serpent.
And he's quite the character.
Yeah, we'll get into him in a moment because I've got some stuff to say about that.
Oh, I got some stuff.
Basically, Vinder is your typical, star soldier. He's got like all these glowing recommendations, and that's what the Grand Serpent has chosen him for.
I hate to do this, but he's very much like Captain Kirk from the very first of the new Star Trek movies.
Oh
where
my
he's
God.
just that hot shot. I'm gonna do the Kobayashi Maru?
Kobayashi Maru?
Kobayashi Maru, thank you.
Vinder
I'm gonna
is
do
not
that and I'm gonna
nearly-
break everything.
Vinder is not nearly as full of himself as Chris Pine is in that movie.
Oh
No.
no, but he's still the kind of, you know what, I'm gonna make sure everything goes right even if it's at the expense of me and my people.
He is a goody two shoes, Vinder.
Yeah.
Which
Nothing wrong with that. Actually, it adds quite well to his character.
Which is
Yeah,
going to
it's
get him
just
in a
too
whole lot
bad
of
that-
trouble.
Yeah.
Because after the meeting with the commanding officer, we meet the Grand Serpent for real. And oh boy, so this is the actor Craig Parkinson. He's best known for playing a villain in Line of Duty, which was a very, very popular police drama about police investigating the police.
Oh, my.
Ooh.
Like anti-corruption Unit 12, AC-12.
Okay, crooked cop bullshit.
So what would you call that in
Internal Affairs.
Internal Affairs? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Internal Affairs, and he was the
The people who fire the good cops who whistleblow on the bad cops.
quite the reverse in this one, but he played for the first 3 series. He was a very major character who turned out to be one of the big villains,
Oh my.
and so he's certainly good at playing villains, and he's good at playing this one too.
Cop being a villain? I'm shocked.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
The Grand Serpent.
No, keep going, keep going.
The Grand Serpent is not the Mara, but the Grand Serpent is in fact
I hope so.
a guy. Or we think it's a guy. Maybe this is another of these perception filters that's hiding its true form.
I think that's a reach. I think this is just a guy.
It's a guy with slicked up hair and a gold serpent on his jacket. You can tell this
And
guy's
some
a
of his hair
shitlord.
is white.
You can immediately tell this guy's a shitlord just looking at him.
Yeah.
And he gives the rules to Vin. He's like, you're here to assist me. You do not question any order that I give you. Is that to be understood? And then he tries to answer. He says, "Did you just answer me back?" Well, yeah, because you asked him
Yeah.
a question.
Listen here, you little
Yeah,
shit.
he's talking about this deal where like they get protection, and in exchange, the Grand Serpent gets like I don't know food or something like that. And Vinder just pipes up and says, "Oh, sounds like everybody wins." And he's like, "The fuck
The
did
fuck
you
did you
just say?"
say? Did you just have a goddamn opinion?
Yeah.
You're not paid to think, motherfucker. Shut the fuck
Oh
up.
shit! It's Jeff Bezos.
Anyway, Vinder manages to.
Wouldn't be. It's not Jeff Bezos. I mean, Jeff Bezos would have to agree under the table to have people use the political opponents killed. Oh.
Oh.
We should point out there's no proof that Jeff Bezos has ever done this.
No.
No, but it doesn't mean
surprise
he
me.
hasn't.
We should point out for legal reasons that there's no
Legal
proof
reasons.
he has ever
there's
done
no
this.
proof
Allegedly.
that there's not entirely villainous.
Allegedly, the CIA controlled gravity.
Allegedly, Jeff Bezos is a totally amazing human being.
So let's talk about the Grand Serpent and his
Allegedly.
backhanded deal with these aliens.
Yeah.
Vinder is there to record the conversation, and after a certain point in the meeting, everything's going well, and the Grand Serpent is like, Vinder, turn off the recording. What? You heard me. Turn it off.
Yeah.
And
So,
after
are
some
they
bullshit-
just gonna leave that part at the end where Vinder's like, "What? I can't turn this off. I have to record everything." No, you're gonna fucking turn it off.
I mean,
He just covered
Yeah.
that, but yes.
well,
I
he
hope,
turned.
I
Well,
hope he has
it's-
an editor.
Oh, probably. So he turns it off, and then the guy's like, "Okay, I want 9 people to die. I want 5 people to be arrested for this shit, for this deal. And I want 4 family members of my political opponents to suffer an unfortunate accident. I don't care what it is, but they have to die."
I can't
No,
believe.
actually, I think he wanted the 5 to be released to him, and then the
Okay,
4
5
can
released.
have
Yeah, and then the 4
random
to-
accidents happen to them.
I
Okay,
can't believe all
yeah.
4 family members were members of Spinal Tap.
Vinder naturally is horrified at this. I just want to say real quick, well, while we're poking deep in the weeds of the Chibnall era, that my doctors, the ones that I adore, like, say, Sylvester McCoy or Peter Capaldi, if they came across one of the Grand Serpent's big schemes and machinations here, they would rip his fucking empire to the ground. But as we are in Jody, the systems aren't the problem, Whitaker's era, I highly doubt that we're going to end Flux with the Grand Serpent being foiled, and that disappoints me greatly.
Well, I think he's going to show up again. I'm almost certain he's going to show up again.
I know he's going to show up again because I've been seeing trailers all fucking day on Reddit that show that he's on like a green planet of some sort. So,
Okay,
yeah,
I
he's
think I
gonna
know
show
which
up
episode
again.
that's going to be, but we'll leave
I
it
hope
there.
he either gets a comeuppance in some fucking form. That would be cathartic.
I know where I think he's going to show up again, but we'll find out. Anyway, this is the last
Eat
we see
the
of the Grand
rich?
Serpent. This is the last we see of the Grand Serpent for this episode, anyway. And then we cut to Vinder, and he's obviously very alarmed by what he's heard.
He's gonna blow the whistle on the Grand Serpent.
He's trying to tell his commanding officer, you know, this guy's going to kill 4 people, and you know what he's doing. You have to stop.
Actually, I think it happens after they've already died because he said something about one person or some people being killed by a rock slide of some sort.
Well, yeah, okay. But he says you have to do something about this. He says, if you haven't got evidence, the recording was turned off. Yeah, he made me do that. And the commanding officer lays it out for him. He says, right, I've got 2 options. I can file this report, and it goes further, or I can not file it. It has to be your choice.
And then we see Vinder. He's realizing because the time thing's like, I really don't want to have to relive this memory.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for him here.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
eventually, his conscience is like, I file the report, and of course he gets shit canned and sent off to Outpost Rose to rot away in a forgotten corner of space as punishment for blowing the whistle on a well-to-do rich person like the Grand Serpent.
I think more will come from that later on. But he does manage to
You
send
know
in...
what you were just saying, Frez, about how you don't think Jody would take his empire down?
No, I don't.
I mean, Chibnall just basically said, hey, people are getting punished for whistleblowing, these assholes.
Mm-hmm.
We should do something about that.
This is in the past, though, so...
Yeah.
Remember that all the events that take place in the time stream have technically already happened.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's still showing that it's bad.
He is, but, I mean, he's not going to get taken down because the Grand Serpent is the system, as it were.
Yeah. Until the system basically ceases to exist, but... That's a story
I
of
don't know.
its own.
I have a little bit of hope for Chibnall because... You know, a big thing like Amazon is different than taking down a system that supports corruption.
Well, we'll have to... I hope you're right.
Let's put it this way. One can fund the BBC, the other one I don't think legally can.
Okay.
Anyway,
So, yeah.
the whole
Because he's a made-up...
to the Vinder arc is that we find that, like our other subplot, he was thinking of the person that he loves, and he gets to send a last message from the outpost to them.
Oh.
And that person, you probably figured it out by now, in fact I figured it out while it was going on, is Belle.
Hey, well... So, there's
The
a little...
Cinder of 8.
Oh my god.
Belle Shamharoth.
Yeah, see, the joke was that was going on the internet was quite funny, was that Chris Chibnall heard the actress's Chinese-Irish accent and named her Belle because it's short for Belfast.
Oh my god.
But I much prefer...
I just happily pointed out that there is a Discworld Eldritch abomination called Belle Shamharoth.
Thank you, Terry Pratchett.
I hope it's a reference to that and not the fact that she's Irish, but...
Well, if she starts obsessing over the number 8, then we'll know.
Oh my god.
So, okay. So, yeah, and, well, we end the Vinder plotline. They break out of the time thing, and Vinder gets dropped off on his home planet to find it ravaged by the Flux. And he insists on looking for his beloved. The Doctor hands him a communicator, and they head off because Belle and Vinder are star-crossed lovers on opposite sides of the galaxy. Okay. However, will we find them probably in episode 5, given the name?
I think we return to Vinder's subplot in episode 5. I don't think there's place for him much in episode 4.
When I was first watching this, it was 3:30 in the morning. I had just finished work because I work night shift. And, you know, I was a bit tired. So I'm watching this. And this entire time I'm thinking, so we have Yaz, we have an old white man, and then we have a black man. Just like Graham... Hey, wait a minute. Is Vinder going to stay here? Because then Chibnall's doing the exact same thing that he did before.
Oh, God.
But thankfully, Vinder decided to get off the TARDIS, so...
Mm.
But also, good job abandoning someone where you don't know if he'll be able to get off the planet or find food or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean,
good job.
I mean, he did insist, and she did give him a communicator. It's like...
I know, but still... Really?
Are we not going to talk about the fact that Yaz is in the scene with the Grand Serpent?
Oh yeah.
And basically, it's her
I think
tribute
maybe we
to Princess...
should just talk about Yaz next.
It's her tribute to Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi.
So yeah, Yaz is here for this plot.
Oh my god! What if Yaz was masking Belle?
Oh my god.
That's totally it, isn't it?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Because some of the masks are not revealed in this episode.
Yeah.
I will say though, they don't seem to be conforming to any sort of gender prerequisite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she also played the older white general, whatever he was, dude, and then she also played like women and men and all sorts of things. So it doesn't seem to be a preset of anything. So for all we know, that could have been a guy there.
In that outfit?
Yeah.
Okay. But whoever that was, they hide who it is with Yaz's face, and as I said, it's quite a clever way of hiding people's identities in plain sight. Like they're there, but you can't see them.
Later on, we do get one that's pretty obvious once you see him.
Oh yeah, very much. And from that, I figured out who the other two were in that scene as well. But or I think I have
possibly figured.
Yeah, I think I have, but it could easily be another one. So let's move on then to Yaz's subplot, because this is very interesting.
Well, this won't take very long.
Yeah, like what? 2 scenes?
Chibnall's like, oh, you guys want me to give her more character? I'll put her in more scenes. That equals more character, right?
Also, hey, remember when
No.
Yaz was a police officer? Because apparently the script editors finally did.
Oh God.
So she's back in uniform in Sheffield, in a police car with a partner.
Eating a salad.
Who shifts into the doctor?
Yeah,
which
you get Jodie Whittaker in a police uniform, which I'm sure that's
the
somebody's
doctor
fetish.
as a cop is like the most on point image of the Chibnall era.
I'm sure that's
isn't it?
somebody's fetish fulfilled.
Probably. But yeah,
Yeah,
she's
right.
like complaining about having to go down to the shop or something like that.
I should point out that British cops and American cops are not necessarily the same thing in some regards.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the British cops don't go around shooting people for no reason.
No, but some do go around killing women, but
I will say, Rain, the
Sorry,
first.
what?
yeah, there
The
was a high-profile murder case of a police officer that used the COVID protocol to pretend he was a plainclothes detective, arrested someone, and then horrible things happened to them.
Jesus. I will say that the first letter in a certain acronym doesn't stand for American, it stands for all.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And I disagree. All cops are not British.
No, but they are bastards.
I'll give you that one, Rainier. That was good. So, hey, what's going on with this? Yeah, well, the doctor cop is eating a salad. Probably
no,
not
Yaz
on
is
Halloween.
eating a salad.
Oh, I thought the doctor cop was eating a salad. Oh, well.
No, she doesn't eat anything.
Oh, no,
as far
don't
as
tell
I
me
know.
This is what happens when you.
Please
watch
don't
the
tell me
episode
that
once.
the cop that the doctor replaced was Cellar Guy's partner.
Oh God. And
I will say
hey,
it's really funny. Yaz's expression as she's watching the doctor talk about all this shop bullshit while she has a fork with a bit of lettuce on it. Her face is just really funny to me.
Yeah.
and hey, we had the Daleks and the Cybermen, and mention of the Centaurans. I wonder what other Doctor Who monsters Christian.
Oh, hi,
influences.
weeping angel.
Can I just say, I love the idea of the different approach to the angel here, of seeing it slowly approach in the rearview mirror of the car. I actually love
And then
that.
she looks back and it's gone.
Okay. So you would think I'd go, but I'm gonna ask for the little one, the whoop 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 one, Cat, because while this is technically a Doctor Who mirror alert, it's not the whopper of Doctor Who mirror alert.
No, we're saving that for towards the end.
All
So
right,
if-
here you go, Frez.
Doctor Who mirror alert. Whoop 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 whoop. Oh, thank you. We'll
Yeah,
get the little
please
one
save
now,
the bigger
little
one
alert.
for the other mirror thing that happens later
Oh
on.
yeah, we got it. It's the bomb.
Yeah,
I do like the idea that it just appears in the mirror and then disappears again, so that's a bit
Yeah.
different. It's not just, oh, I'm here, now I'm getting closer, and oh, now you're in the past. It couldn't do anything to her anyway, because, she's inside her own time stream. This already happened.
I don't think it was a matter of couldn't do anything. I think it didn't want to do anything to her.
Although,
We
on that
did see this
subject, what
angel.
the hell are the angels doing in the time streams?
That's a good cut. Well, I mean, they are time stream
Snack?
eaters, aren't they? They're looking for a snack. I don't know. Mayhap we'll find that out next week.
I think we probably will in chapter
But
4.
I mean,
but
yeah. But unlike all the other monsters that are memories, this one actively is seen in the time stream by the Doctor,
I'm
and
sorry
she's
for
like,
this. I'm very
What
sorry
happens
for this,
in
but
here?
they heard that Yaz had them apple-bottom jeans and they wanted to get a piece of that.
"Oh my God!"
oh lord.
So the second Yaz scene in the time stream.
Yeah, so he remembered, Chibnall remembered that Yaz used to be a cop, and now he's remembered she has a sister.
A gamer sister
I kind of love this.
who wants to impress her gamer boyfriend by getting Battle Royale and whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't even think that it's her boyfriend. I think she's just trying to impress a guy.
There was a fan theory that the guy in question might be Ryan,
Oh my.
because he's
I
a
don't
gamer and he asked about
Yes,
Yaz's sister in a previous story. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I don't think you meant to know who this person is.
Either way,
I think it just doesn't matter.
either way,
who
it leads
is.
to the fun image of Dr. Gamer here.
Oh god, this image. When this image came up on the pre-broadcast
Gamer
material.
Also, Rain, I want you to put this in. This amazing tweet from @Tegan and Sarah J. I want you to put this shit
At
in.
Tegan and Sarah. Yes, that was a brilliant.
Who recreated the gamer doctor screen cap in Animal Crossing?
That is
And
incredible work.
It's absolutely adorable. I
That's
love it.
incredible work, and they did it within about 2 hours of it going out.
Yes, yeah, something like that.
So well done, Tegan and Sarah J. That was impressive work.
Well, I mean, this scene is kind of weird to me, and it's not really because of the no-name brand game or no-name brand game console that they're playing. It's just the fact that if Yaz's sister, whose name I sadly don't remember, if she wanted to show off her furious fingers, just play Shake the Can.
Damn it! You bring it I swear to God!
Rain, if you could put a link to that video down below.
Rain, if you could not! Embarrassing.
Can I just... I want to put something for the audience. I knew... I realised 5 seconds before she said it what Kat was going to say. And I did nothing, because sometimes I just want to watch the world burn.
You're gonna get such a big Doctor Who mirror alert in a bit, so you...
Frezno, this is my favourite part of the entire episode, so do your worst.
You also have to worry about the fact that Christmas is coming up.
That's more worrying. That's more worrying, yes. He already got me one mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but I haven't.
Oh, God.
I'm not...
Just as an aside that's not related to anything, how high is your ceiling?
Oh, Christ.
Oh, God. So, we should probably talk about the other really wild bit in this scene.
Yeah, the angels are back.
Gamer Angel! Gamer Angel! Okay,
and now Christian is saying that he remembers Time of the Angels.
Holy shit! He actually saw a Moffat episode!
The image of an angel is itself an angel.
He saw a Moffat episode! How the holy shit!
And this is really kind of cool, so that the angel emerges from in the game, and the Doctor's like, whatever you do, don't blink. And yes, it's a really clever thing, quits the game. And the angel just turns up again anyway.
I mean, it's like Amy trying to turn off the TV, the screen.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's almost like a tribute to this scene.
I mean, it's Chris Chibnall, you know? Hey, here's a bit of Doctor Who you remember, except now he's applying it to the Moffat era.
The only thing that Yaz doesn't do that Amy did here is wink. Close one eye.
But I mean, that only gets you so far, because as we've established, even looking at the thing for too long puts it in your eye. But anyway, Yaz's fucking solution is to pretend like she just lost the big Smash tournament and unplug the console and smash it onto the ground.
Yeah. And that brings Sonia, that's his name, Sonia, that brings Sonia back, and she's like, no, I'm never going to get a boyfriend.
God.
It's weird how they played the end of that scene for laughs.
I mean, it's Chibnall, but I mean, I appreciate Gamer Angel. I appreciate angels in an FPS game that looks like you modded a gun into Skyrim.
You know what they really should have done? They should have had them play Minecraft, because there is actually a Weeping Angel mod for Minecraft.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there is.
And it's absolutely terrifying.
It would have been too messy to have them play the Doctor Who game and have Weeping Angel show up in it, so yeah.
Well, yeah. I appreciate the gonzo nature of Angel in a game. It's
a nice concept, that, isn't it?
It's inventive and it's gonzo. I like
think
it.
Sad that we're going back to more traditional fare with the Angels next week, but it's inventive.
I mean, I expected the traditional fare to be Blink era but Chibnall has actually seen Moffat stuff. That's surprising.
The Angels have taken the point.
There is some more Yaz stuff involving the Doctor, but we'll get to that in our denouement, I suppose.
I appreciate that, by the way, Kat, thanks.
What's that?
The Angels have taken the point.
So, we should probably talk about the Doctor, because this is the big bit.
Okay, yeah, we'll save Dan for last, because he ties into Swarm and Azure at the end, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dan. Oh, shit. Do we want to talk about Dan, or do we want to...
Dan's bit's comparatively
minor.
minor.
The beginning part of Dan's bit, and then move on to
Dan's
the Doctor.
bit's quite minor, apart from one little piece of it.
Yeah.
And it should be noted that some of these scenes, we don't know if they're in the past or the future. Vinder's were all in the past.
Yeah.
Yaz's could be in the future.
No, Yaz's are definitely in the future because they mentioned that she specifically mentions that hasn't happened to her yet.
Oh yes, the doctor
and
says
more than likely
we're in a
it's
part of your town that you haven't been in yet, so this is a huge paradox. You're right.
Yeah, and then with Dan's, who really knows?
Yeah. Well, Dan's
And also, who really cares?
yeah, Dan's a kind of inconsequential apart from one because it ties into the big mystery character we've seen show up before.
Yeah.
And he really goes to town this week, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But
And this part also shows that Chibnall's going right back to his roots, and he saw silence in the library.
yeah.
Oh god.
Also, poor Diane here. So he gets back to Liverpool again because apparently every time he gets sent back in time, Dan just goes to Liverpool, and he's there with Diane. He meets her for I think it's fish and chips.
To be fair, it's Liverpool.
I think it's fish and chips, and they're like talking on the steps. It's like quite nice and romantic, and then suddenly it's like, "You didn't save me, Dan." And then she disappears. Like, oh god,
Jesus.
Oh, she doesn't just disappear. Dan looks down at the bottom of the stairs and notices that the passenger is there.
yeah,
And then he turns back to Diane, and Diane's just gone.
yeah,
Ooh. Well, we solve the mystery of the passenger as we get to the doctor's.
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
first Dan scene,
Yeah.
which is quite distressing for Dan.
Yeah.
And then the second one is confusing. But are we saying that all these scenes take place in the individual characters' time streams?
Yes.
Then what the heck is Dan doing in 1820?
Well, I guess that
yeah,
will tie into a. And oh god, and well, I guess we'll find out because once again, it's time for fucking Joseph, what's his face, to show up
Williamson.
and offer no explanation for what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, and this time he's got a gun.
he's got, and not just a gun, a
Laser
laser
gun.
gun,
He's got a laser gun.
and he's shooting at those blue firefly things.
He again says, I've seen them remove men from where they stand. So these particles are bad news, and he just saves Dan by sort of throwing him against the wall, and that's enough to put the particles off. It's really weird.
Yeah.
And then he has a good old laugh and walks away, and that's literally the end of Dan's bit, unless I've forgotten something else.
Well, Dan does show up as a mask in the
Yeah, but that's in
part.
someone else's time stream. I'm talking about his own time stream.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah,
He gets the
As
least
far as I can
development in
remember.
his bits, but we can put it off no longer. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, the Division are back.
Yep.
Well, even as you're not, when you're confused watching the episode, like, what's all this shit? Once you figure out, that everyone's in their own like weird separate little timelines, you're like, well, wait, what the fuck timeline is the Doctor in? Oh wait, this has to be Division shit then.
Yeah, it's a good
I
way
mean,
for her
it's
to
a
learn.
little obvious because of the guns and stuff,
Yeah.
and they look exactly like the people who were watching over Swarm.
But can we appreciate the inverted coat?
Holy
Oh,
shit,
my.
yes, I want that coat.
The fans are christening it the Death Bow.
God,
Whatever you want to call it, it looks awesome on her.
it's wild, yeah.
And yeah, you've got the Doctor here in her inverted coat.
Oh no! Oh
Oh.
And we got
no! Who is it that we keep comparing the 13th Doctor's run to?
Oh no!
oh no, a coat.
Oh god!
They put her in a blue suit. No, she really is Colin Baker.
Oh no!
Oh,
God damn it! Right, so
Save us.
but
Save
there's
us,
something
please.
is off about the Doctor here because she's a lot more stern, authoritative, and she's got 3 soldiers with her: Yaz, Dan, and Vinder.
it's like, what?
Except they're not
storming-
Yazdan and Vinder.
They're not at
acting
all,
like
no.
somebody-
But
And they're storming the Temple of Atropos.
yeah. So this is in the Doctor's past. This is some of the stuff that was wiped from her memory.
And
So
we,
are we going to let Frez have his moment?
I think it's time.
We're building up to the big moment, yes. So
I
after
have
some,
the soundboard queued up.
after some light banter where Yaz injects the Doctor with something, and she really likes doing it.
Yeah.
They
It's
go
like,
into the
oh,
Temple of
you're in it.
Atropos. They're like, right, here's the battle plan. They say a bunch of stuff I don't quite understand. There's something like temporal hazing because the Doctor's like out of it because she's been transported back into a time stream that she didn't remember. And then...
It's Joe in a goddamn mirror!
Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
Beautiful.
So yeah, two things. One, massive honking great mirror alert. And two, the fugitive doctor's back!
Yay!
Chibnall he pandered to me. He pandered to me. I mean, I appreciate the mirror alert. I appreciate it. Fine. It's good. It's a good mirror
You
alert.
want to know the fun part, too? This is basically Jodie Whittaker trying to play Joe Martin as the fugitive doctor.
And she nails it. And she nails it.
She nails it.
Chibnall, I will say...
No, but you guys don't understand. This is the worst part. She could have been like that the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh,
But she wasn't.
God. I will say, Chibnall, honey. Now, I know that this was a big surprise, and it was very welcome to be pleasantly surprised by, oh, shit, this moment. I liked that surprise. Having said that, perhaps you didn't need to keep the entire goddamn season on lockdown until 3 weeks beforehand, and you could have revealed some of the other things rather than I do some bullshit like, oh, say, delete your entire social media for 2 days.
Yeah, that was
No.
crazy.
See, Frez, it's perfectly fine because instead of Chibnall or the BBC spoiling anything, BBC America is once again spoiling shit for me.
Oh
good.
no.
They're doing that thing again where you're watching commercials and then a clip of the Doctor Who episode comes on, but it's several minutes in the future of the episode. So then you know what's going to happen. And this one spoiled the fact that they're going to get out the time stream for me with Swarm and everything.
Well, I mean, they were always going to get out of the time stream.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I thought that they would get out of the time stream someplace else.
True. But
But it
The
just
ha- the how of it
it's going
got
to be in
spoiled.
front of Swarm again.
I love the fact that Ruth is back, or the fugitive doctor is back. Joe Martin does a fantastic job playing her
Joe
whenever she
Martin
shows up.
is fucking killer. I
Can we
adore
keep her, please?
Unfortunately, she's in it for about 2 minutes combined.
Yeah,
Because she keeps
they
flicking
really-
back between Jodie and Joe.
For the love of
Yeah.
God, yeah. I mean, maybe this is a COVID thing, but I mean...
Well, do you know how they filmed that
That'd
scene
be
in the
fair.
mirror? It wasn't CGI.
Oh my God. Oh, please.
No, do you know how they filmed the scene in the mirror? How they pulled that effect off?
I don't know
Is
how
she
to do
just
it.
on the opposite side of a plane of glass?
No, the actors were standing next to each other.
Cute.
And they angled the mirror so you could only see Joe Martin's reflection.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice. That's neat.
So
Oh my gosh, that means this is a literal Doctor Who mirror.
it
alert.
means Jodie was reacting to her own reflection and not Joe Martin.
Oh my God. Oh, that's brilliant. So,
Do you know what
Joe
else is
Martin.
brilliant? Jodie Whittaker's acting here, because there's a behind-the-scenes bit on Twitter.com which I highly recommend you watch about the Fugitive Doctor coming back and how they shot this scene. I didn't realise this, but when Jodie's playing the 13th Doctor, as is, she apparently hunches over a little bit,
yeah.
so she's not at her full height. And when she played the Fugitive Doctor, she drew herself up to full height.
Oh my.
So she stood up.
You know what? That kind of explains why she felt more compelling in these scenes.
Yeah. It's a little
So-
detail I hadn't noticed, but when you were told about it, it's noticeable, and it's a really nice little attention to detail.
It's real neat, yeah. So, Joe Martin, back, lovely. But what is Joe Martin and the Fugitive Doctor doing here? Well, this is the kickoff point for Swarm's revenge. Because we find out that the Fugitive Doctor was the one who apprehended Swarm and Azure and sealed him up in the first place. And now
Yep.
Swarm and Azure are back for revenge, which is
We
unsurprising,
even
but
get
you
a
know,
bit from the
obviously.
Doctor where she's like, we might take you, erase your memories, turn you into somebody else, and dump you off someplace, which apparently is what they did to Azure, and
Yeah.
later it's what they do to the Fugitive Doctor.
They talk about the well, no, the Fugitive Doctor wiped her own mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she put herself in a fob watch.
No. We're talking about before Hartnell erasing all that shit.
Oh
I
right,
think
yes,
is what Cat's trying to
yes.
say.
Yeah, the Division wiped her mind. Yeah, you're right. So But before all that, we get some revelations here involving Swarm Azure. So the passengers, and suddenly the fact that they've got mass from Wish.com isn't so bad. Because they're not particularly important, they're just goons. But actually, they're not just goons. This is a really neat concept. They are living prisons.
They're bigger on the inside, you might say.
They are sentient mobile prisons that can, move and presumably do other things that we don't see them do here. And each one contains, 500,000 souls?
And here Swarm Azure is just like, ha 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 ha, whoosh, ooh, look at
we got hostages.
And they also mentioned that the passengers are actually from the Division. It's their technology.
Which, bigger on the inside.
Yeah, it makes sense. Although the Division now has been watered down from going like Gallifrey Special Ops to goodness knows what.
Who the fuck knows what Chibnall's planning at this point? And it's terrifying to think. But
so they destroy a couple of the passengers, and the souls inside are lost. And you're like, well, has the Doctor miscalculated here? What the hell's going on here? No, the Doctor was just getting in the right position to trigger the trap, because she got hold of a passenger earlier, and she took out the contents.
And it's the Maury.
And she replaced it with a Maury.
Oh, okay. This is where we get like full fucking gonzo alchemical. I don't even know what the fuck. It's the idea of time and space as these warring concepts. So Swarm and friends and the Flux are space, whereas the Doctor, the Time Lords, and the Maury are time. And so this is where time takes the balance over space, and it's like, oh, you're destructive. We're going to take you over and make things right and bullshit like this. It's a weird dichotomy of concepts. It's really fucking intriguing.
Yeah, time versus space.
It is.
Like, this is some fucked up weird shit to think about.
Time and space have always gone, hand in hand, but now they're enemies of each other, apparently. What?
Plus, it kind of puts into perspective what's happening, or what was happening with the TARDIS as soon as the Maury were gone, and why the Swarm had to make the sudden quote-unquote repairs. If you interfere with time and space itself and they start fighting each other, of course the TARDIS is going to have problems with that. Because it's literally time and space.
Yeah.
Time and relative dimension in space.
Yeah. So if they're fighting each other, it's not going to go so well for the TARDIS.
There's something crackling here, but I mean, I don't know if Chris Chibnall is going to be good enough to land it, but there's something there.
There's an interesting story here. I can't wait for him to land it.
Oh, God.
Mood!
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. But another reveal here, then, we find out who one of these soldiers is. Because Dan runs in, like the Doctor says, now, as the Maury is in, that's the distraction. Dan runs in with a very familiar looking axe/laser weapon and traps Swarm and Azure in very familiar looking stasis cubes. And then the Doctor takes the weapon off of Dan, and it's Carvanista.
Boy!
I wish I could remember what it was, but there was something actually before the axe that made me think, oh, he's replacing Carvanista, but I can't remember what it was.
Someone called him a dog.
Yeah.
That might be it, yeah.
Yes, calls him a dog.
That's what I latched on to.
I didn't catch that on first.
And then it's like, holy shit, that's Carvanista.
That's Carvanista.
This is huge.
Which means that the Lupari live a very, very, very long time.
Either that or some time shenanigans are happening.
But it also makes the whole Carvanista Doctor thing more interesting, because they weren't just like encountering each other trying to stop one another. They worked together. They knew each other.
It doesn't have to be a friendly work together. It could be just professional. Let's get it done. Fine. I don't like you. You don't like me. But we got to do the thing.
There was no hint of this in Halloween Apocalypse that they knew each other beforehand, because when she shows up again, Cover's like, oh no, not you again. But he didn't mean like, not you again, it's you from the Division days. It's like, not you again, you've been trying to stop me from carrying out my mission.
Yeah.
Well, the Doctor had her memories erased. It could be that, Carvanista is under threat of, danger if he reveals anything to her.
Yeah, true.
He's the last surviving member of the Division,
And here's my theory on the other two members of the division squad here. I think they were both the two people from Fugitive of the Jadoon.
Which two of those?
I think Vinder was Lee, who was Ruth's husband until he got ashed by Gat.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the other one was Gat.
Makes sense.
It's not revealed. It doesn't have to necessarily be them. But the way that Vinder was like, you know, you do this and then you're out of the division. We can get away from here. Sounded like he was supporting her secretly.
Yeah.
I kind of have a feeling. You remember that lady who was one of the two, the guard who was getting replaced?
Oh, and Sentek could also be her. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like maybe that's where she met Swarm and why they, have such a bond. It's not just the fact that she's his guard, and maybe that she was also part of the group that.
So it could be Leon and Sentek instead of Lee and Gat. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Or it could be in Sentek and Gat. Who
There's
knows?
some interesting shit going on here with the Doctor because she's.
Wait a minute, yeah, because Gat was in a relationship with the fugitive Doctor. You might be onto something there. Because we've already seen that Yaz was masking a man. Maybe Vinder was masking a woman. Who knows?
Who knows?
So the Doctor gets pulled out of the memory by the Mori, and they're like, you got to leave here because you're not going to be able to take the strain. And the Doctor is very frantic and insistent that she go back in there because that's my past. I don't remember it. I want to remember. I need to know the end of the memory. Come on.
So the Mori the plan here with the Doctor and the Mori is interesting. So I think they reach back in time and they pull out fresh versions of the Mori from the time stream.
Yes.
And then use them to replace the ones that have been destroyed by Swarm.
Honestly, at this point, who knows? They just managed to find more.
And then even though the Doctor is so even though the Doctor wants to go back and see more of the memories because oh my god, it's my past, I need to know what the fuck happened to me, they eventually all get ejected out of the time stream safe and sound.
Well, save for the Doctor,
Doctor,
who runs into God.
Oh yeah,
Who the hell is this?
Hypno is putting more plot hooks in the air.
Okay,
just
so
a slob like one of us.
First of all, the actress is Barbara Flynn. Very respected British actress. Been in a lot of things, so I'm very happy to see her in Doctor Who.
Reminds me a little bit of Pamela Voorhees.
Oh God.
Yeah. I'll tell you what she reminds me of, and Frez might get this more than Kat.
Mm-hmm.
The Elder Gods.
Elder Gods.
Mortal Kombat.
I know. I haven't Mortal Kombated that much.
I mean, she's got the Chinese hat like Raiden had, and
okay.
And the sort of we cannot interfere and you can't interfere. Stop trying to interfere now. Energy. So kind of like that. But this woman, she doesn't get a name in the episode. She's named in the credits as Orsock. I'm fairly certain that's just hide who she really is.
Yeah.
Although people were mispronouncing it as Wok. It's like it stands Wok made sentient. No. I quite like that headcanon, but no.
So it's more cryptic bullshit setting up for the later stuff. Who is this? What's going on? Tune in next week.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Also, I just a shout out to that image of the summing up of the last three Mortal Kombat games. It's just Raiden saying, "I fucked up."
So, you want to go into the specifics of what this lady says, right?
Well, there's not much specifics here. She talks in vagaries, but it's like, did you not think we'd notice all those jumps through time? It's like, you're fighting a losing battle. You need to stop now. And she basically implies that she is using Swarm Azure to destroy the universe. But she says they, so I guess she's one of several.
Who knows?
I have no idea who this person is. There's plenty of theories running around, which range from
I have no idea either, but it's like
they range from the plausible to the absolutely ridiculous, and we'll cover that in just a few short moments.
Yeah.
And she's like, also apparently the Doctor may have been the cause of the Flux, but she doesn't
Cool,
remember it. But that could just be Aswok bullshit. Aswok, I did
Well,
it
she
again.
specifically says that it's the doctor's fault.
This could just be Orsok, not Aswok, Orsok bullshitting her to hide her own role in this.
Who the fuck knows with this? This is more Chibnall mystery baiting. And, you know, unlike all the other good shit I've said before, this is blatantly just a hook. But, I mean, it's not getting tiring yet, but, I mean, we're halfway in, so...
But upshot is the universe is over, it's dying, it's finishing, and, you know, there implication that there are other universes kind of implied. Oh. Because he says this universe is over, not, like, the world, everything is over. This universe is over. It implies there's another one.
This universe ends. We go into the next universe. The Doctor lands on planet Earth and is greeted by Rose and the 10th Doctor.
Oh, God.
This universe ends, we land in another universe, and a frog on the chair, voiced by Sharon D. Clark, waves.
The frog was less confusing than this, but
I love that frog.
the frog is great in that.
I think everybody loves that frog.
No, a lot of people do not like it takes you away at all.
I think everybody loves that frog. Who matters?
That's like the Ned Flanders feature again. Everyone who counts loves Ned Flanders. Everyone loves the Solitrat frog. I don't. Everyone who counts loves the Solitrat frog.
Beautiful.
She says you can go now. She dismisses her. So who do we think Orsok is?
I have no fucking clue, and I have no guess.
I've had some guesses, but it's all wild speculation.
I've got a guess which I don't like at all.
Oh god.
These were all taking place in time streams, yes?
Yeah.
Each time the character was inside their own time stream.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Orsok's the Doctor.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Maybe we'll go really, Colin Baker, and it'll turn out that she's the Valyard.
Oh, Christ,
I've heard of other people like, is she the White Guardian? Is she Rassilon? Is she Tetayun? Who knows at this point? I think basically she's supposed to be Kronos.
What?
Yeah, that's the theory that I had. Okay, hey, stay with me. So, I first got this idea back when I saw the Grand Serpent, and the Grand Serpent. Whenever I think of a Grand Serpent, I only think of one thing, and that's how do you pronounce that?
Jormundir, isn't it?
I think so. But it was last night, last night for me, 6 a.m. this morning, or yesterday, whatever. Anyways, Rainiac and I were talking about it. And we were talking about how maybe it'll turn out that the Grand Serpent is the one who released the Flux. Or is it, had something to do with it? And so I pointed out, hey, isn't there a thing about the Norse, world snake, as I'm just going to call it because I can't pronounce the name, where if it ever releases its tail, that will start Ragnarok, the end of the universe.
Yeah. That's exactly it. So the serpent is chasing its tail in an ever-ending loop, and if it ever catches up, it will start the end of the world.
Lovely.
So it could be symbolic of that. There's a lot of mythological elements in Flux because
like the Mori. The Mori is another name for the Fates, and Atrophy is actually one of the Fates herself.
Atropos, yeah, but. And the temple
Atropos, yes.
The temple is called Atropos, and that's similar to Atrophy. And I got what you're saying. And there's probably elements that we've missed as well with names and elements that'll probably come more into view later on. But just a lot of strange things happening here.
And something I also want to point out because I found this out as well. So there is this semi-ludicrous theory that we both have that it could be that Kronos is, Orsok. Kronos can sometimes have the shape of a 3-headed serpent.
Yeah.
So just playing even more to the Grand
hang on,
Serpent whole thing.
Are we talking about Kronos, a mythological figure? I thought you were talking about the Birdman from the Time Monster.
No, we're talking about the god.
No.
The
No,
Greek
God.
god.
Because I was like, okay, Chibnall's being Gonzo, but I don't think he's gonna pull from this shit.
No, we're talking about the Greek god of time.
The actual Greek god.
Okay, the actual Greek god, not Kaka motherfucker. Okay,
No,
good.
the one that was supposed to set up Zeus's and the Olympian gods.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think he actually ate most of the gods, and then Zeus's mother hid him away so he wouldn't be eaten.
Yeah, it's even better than that. She substituted him for a rock.
It's not just a boulder; it's a rock.
I got a god. I got a rock.
And Kronos eats the rock and is sick, and he vomits up all the gods that he ate to stop them from usurping him, which of course Zeus does.
Yeah.
He fights the Titanomachy against the old gods, and they are victorious, and the Titans are imprisoned.
Mythology is great. He ate the old gods, and then he ate a rock, and he puked up all the gods.
He ate a new
So let me tell you the story of the Minotaur again. No, I won't do that. But something I also pointed out is this is again going back to the Grand Serpent. If you look at his whole room, he has these big glowing golden pillars that kind of look like tree branches, as in Yggdrasil,
Yeah.
the Great World Tree.
Oh my!
I don't know if this is what they're going for, but it seems very much like this is going to be a Norse mythology meets Greek mythology.
I mean, if that is it, then great spot. Really good spot.
Well, we'll see. So, should we get to that ending?
Let's get to the ending. So she's kicked out by the mysterious woman, by Orsak, and she's like back in the temple, and the Mori are all restored. It's like, you've done it. You've fixed them. They're no longer broken. It's like, get me back in there. Get me back in there. I had a chance while it was broken to find out about my past, and she really tears into her companions here.
You were saying Colin Baker, but this is kind of some Colin Baker bullshit, isn't it? Doctor, I don't think... Shut the fuck up! You don't know shit about shit!
I'm sorry, this is really funny.
It's not quite like that, but yeah, that is quite funny. But I can hardly blame her because, she had a chance to have the mystery solved. Or at least part of it.
We could have been free, but we're only halfway through Flux, so we still don't know.
And she was fought first by the Mori, who were actually looking for her well-being, and then by this asshole old woman.
And now Swarm is here being a little shit, and she's like, I'm done. I'm so fucking done.
Guys. We're halfway through this season.
Yep.
We are truly living on a prayer. Yeah, so...
Gimnal's gonna have to start...
Let's just point out, by the way, that when Swarm shows up again, he's back to his new version. In the flashback, he was the old version played by Matthew Needham. And his performance wasn't as good, as some people seem to think, as Sam Spruill, who... Sam Spruill is terrific as Swarm, because he's just got this evil energy that pops off the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas old Swarm is a bit more sedate, a bit more calculating. I think it's deliberate.
Oh my god. I just thought of something.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Rainiac.
Oh god.
The Swarm is a mirror of the Doctor. He starts out all serious and upfront, and then he turns into a goofy, villain type thing.
Oh god.
Can't hit the button.
Check the button.
Thank you.
Yeah? That's a good button to hit.
I never said which button.
It just suddenly came to me. It's like, oh no.
I never said which button, to be fair, but that was the right one.
Pat, I want you to know I'm proud of you.
Rainiac, help! He's infected me.
One of us. What?
Why if God was one of us? Just a mirror on a bus. Blue, 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 blue. Oh yeah, and Passenger. This I don't like.
Well, who called this? I think it was Kat called this.
Yeah, someone called it. I don't like it, but someone
Diane
called
was in Passenger.
It might have been Mike.
By the way, can I just go off a tangent here? Mike, stop being right.
No. What we need to do, Mike. I want you to say, and we're working this carefully. All of the plot threads in Doctor Who Flux will resolve, and Chibnall will stick the landing on everyone. There, predict that.
Mike, please be right.
But yeah, Diane was in Passenger, so that's what happened in episode 1 when she got pulled into the creepy house and Swarm and Azure were there. They shoved her in Passenger to make Dan feel bad and taunt him and be like, "Ha ha, shit, Lord, we."
Well, it's not just to taunt him; it's to have a hostage so that they don't.
Why Dan though?
Well, why indeed?
Because this is Chris Chibnall. We gotta make the old white guy feel bad.
There is more to Dan than meets the eye, because what the hell was Joseph Williamson doing in his time stream? Why was he not bothered by the TARDIS? It's all starting to come together, I think.
I don't know. All I'm thinking right now is the fact that the Doctor literally just met Dan. And the fact that someone close to Dan is inside of the Passenger is a little weird to me, because the Doctor's going to care about random people anyways because she's the Doctor. That's what she does. If they wanted to get someone that would get at the Doctor as a hostage, why not take Yaz's family? Why take Diane?
Well, I just say I don't really like the fact that they take Diane, because it's dangerously close to the trope of fridging, and you've got the disabled woman is the one in danger, so it's like, are we doing this shit again?
It's only fridging if she dies, however.
Well, she might live.
I'm very sure that person who commented about her missing a hand was not happy with this episode. So pretty much, prevalent now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that person sucks.
That person you know what I mean, right? I mean, it's just damsel in distressy.
Yeah, I grant you that. But what's clever here is that the whole episode is set up not to have them go through the time stream, but the villains knew what the Doctor was going to do to try and fix things, and that's exactly what they wanted, because time was damaged for long enough to let the particles out.
Dun, dun, dun.
And these things are basically the time equivalent of the Flux.
Goody.
So Flux is the space's eater of worlds, and these blue things are the time's eater of worlds.
I guess you could say they mirror each other.
We've used up our quota, but
let's wrap up the episode. I say the Doctor getting mad at Yaz for prying and be like, "God damn it, I'm in a bad mood, so don't be asking me questions and shit." I really want, because we saw those glimmers of a more competent Yaz in episodes 1 and 2. So if you're gonna do this, I don't want Yaz to fold like wet tissue paper. I demand my Ace/Clara reckoning, where she sits down and says, "Listen here, you little shit."
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? I don't have faith in.
And hopefully that'll come in episode 4 or 5 when we get this particular.
It won't.
It
know
won't.
What this kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
This reminds me of, "Oh, Clara, I see you're wearing the bracelet. That must mean Danny's back. Oh, I guess you found Gallifrey. We'll never see each other again. Hug. Bye."
Oh God.
Yeah, but that did lead to a great arc, but
a great Christmas special.
but still, it has that element of, I'm not gonna tell people shit, and it's like, I don't like that.
Quite possibly
with the Doctor.
That's a mood. At least they fixed it.
But Vinder gets his stepping into the TARDIS moment, which is kind of undercut because he knows what a TARDIS is, so he doesn't get to go, "Oh my God, it's bigger on the inside."
But he does come into it ass up, because
it's still messed up from being on the planet Time.
I actually like his reaction to it because it's nice and fresh.
Yeah.
He also says that he thought that TARDISes were just a myth, so it's like, ooh, that's cool.
So he knows about the bigger on the inside thing already. So they drop him off on his planet, and we get the whole resolution with Bell. But the episode's still not done.
Oh well, now that we've done the episode, time to check our phone.
This was a jump scare.
It works. This is good.
It's a very effective jump scare. We've got an enemy of the Doctor inside the TARDIS.
The angels have the phone box.
The angels have the phone box. That should go on a T-shirt. Wait a minute.
Didn't they put out like an ARG phone game where we're like going up against Angel?
They put an angel film game, and the final shot of it was an angel. Yeah. I don't think you're going up against the angels necessarily, but the final shot is like a jump scare of an angel.
Have fun playing that tonight, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the angels have taken the TARDIS.
And where are we going?
This is actually a very interesting angel too. Did you guys notice the giant crack down her face?
I was going to get to that. So the angels had
I didn't, but okay.
The angels had a bit of a redesign, as revealed in either the Radio Times or Doctor Who magazine. And some fans really hate it.
Why? It's an angel.
I don't get why. It still looks like a weeping angel.
That's a weird. I didn't even notice the crack. I mean,
do you know why it looks different? Because it's a different actress, I think.
Oh.
I think it's a different portrayal of the angel. So, yes, it's going to look different. Slightly.
If I had to say, I would say the one in this episode looks younger.
Yeah.
Like maybe a younger angel.
I like the crack on it as well. That gives it a bit of distinction. I don't get the hate for the redesign. Not that there's much of a redesign. They still look like angels.
Yeah, it's still very much an angel. It's just the face is slightly changed, in my opinion.
And they do the bit from Blink where they turn off the lights, but here they use the power blips of the TARDIS to grab hold of the controls because no one's looking at them when it's in darkness. And that's going to lead us straight into next week's episode, Chapter 4. But we'll get to that when we've done our overall thoughts. I'm going ahead of myself, sorry. So yeah, what do we think of Once Upon Time?
May I?
You may go first.
Of course.
I enjoyed it, but I don't know if it's the greatest episode in all aspects. I mean, I appreciate the refreshing change of pace for Chibnall to start pinching from the Moffat Gonzo school instead of the RTD Trad era school, although some of that's still there with Cybermen. And, I appreciate the different sort of flavor and novelty. It's like getting a new flavor of potato chips at the store. It's an interesting new flavor. It doesn't really leave you like well nourished or anything, but it's a decent snack that you can be like, yeah, okay. So that's the kind of the vibe I get from Once Upon a Time. It's interesting. I kind of like the Vinder arc, even though that's the most arc with character in this one. Vinder's whole backstory of trying to blow the whistle and whatnot. I do wish that the Great Serpent would be put to pasture, so to speak, and taken down a peg, but got my doubts about that. Yaz and Dan are just sort of there. Gamer Angel think it's good, and Dan's is it's a little tricky with the Diane thing. And the Doctor's backstory, interesting, if not predictable, if not surprising to see Joe Martin back again. I don't know. It's, again, fine like the other ones, but kind of confusing. God help the casual viewer, but I was able to follow it because of Pro Moffat. It's not nearly as good as a Moffat episode. Of course, I will grant that to other critics I know in my little sphere, but yeah, for a Chibnall episode, slightly refreshing change of pace. So, tentative? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I go last?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good.
I was giving it to go last, but I'll step in right now. So, yeah. When I say this episode is a confusing mess, I don't mean it necessarily as a negative. I'm just describing what it is. It is a mess. There are plot strands all over the place, and it's a very non-linear story, and it can be very difficult for someone to keep track of. But I don't think I disliked it either, and it has divided the critics. Some of the critics really hated this. Scribble Scripts thought it was the best episode Chibnall had ever written, so there is that.
Interesting. I don't know if
to be fair, there's not a whole lot to contend it against.
But
true. I don't know.
I don't mean the Flux. I mean the best episode he's ever written of any series.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot to contend against that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. But I can see it. I can see that take.
Yeah.
It's not completely out of the realm of possibility for me.
But what we have here, I think, is the inverse now of what War of the Sontarans was last week, because War of the Sontarans was a mostly coherent, linear episode, occasionally cut through with moments that didn't make much sense. And this episode was a lot of moments that didn't make much sense, occasionally cut through with coherent storytelling. But again, I didn't hate it. It's certainly not the worst episode Chibnall's ever written. And Ruth coming back, Fugitive Doctor coming back, was fantastic. I like the fact that we got some clarification on what Vinder is and who Vinder is. I take your point about the Grand Serpent not getting any kind of comeuppance, but I think they're saving that for a later episode of the Flux saga. If I had to make a guess, I'd say he shows up in either episode 5 or 6, and that's when his downfall takes place. He could even be the sub boss, if you will, of the Flux arc before we go to New Year.
We'll see.
He could be the guy that they have to take down to get to the New Year's special. And if I had to put money on it, I say he'll show up in either chapter 5 or 6, because I know the titles of those, but I'm keeping them under my hat for people that don't know them. They've all been revealed, and they're not that spoilery. In fact, one was name dropped in this episode, but you can look forward to that in a few weeks. But yeah, it's very strange, and we still need more information from the other stories that are yet to come. But it wasn't terrible. It was very confusing, but it wasn't terrible.
Okay.
Go Wild.
I'm going to separate this into two things. I'm going to give my, opinion of the episode, and then I kind of want to give a theory as to what's happening in this whole thing. So you'll have to give me time to just talk about that. But the episode itself, I found it very entertaining. Obviously, there are some hiccups and upsets that are a little weird. Some things that I don't think quite work, but, maybe hopefully it will work in the future. Like, Belle and Vinder, I'm kind of hoping that they have something big to do, because otherwise, a love story is fine, but I want them to be actual important people to the story as well. Not just, hey, there's a lady and a dude and they're in love and we're trying to get back together sort of thing. I'm also not happy with the fact that Diane got, captured. Like Frez said, it feels gross, very squicky. But otherwise, yeah, I agree. Great to see Joe Martin again. I hope more. Interesting to see, what actually happened with Swarm in the past. Find out what the passengers were. They did actually answer a lot of questions here. The only problem is that they also gave us more on top of that. So all I can do is hope that in the future we are going to get more answers. Otherwise, I found it to be a very decent episode, although very confusing. Now to my theory.
Okay.
So, I've been reading a couple of things about this episode, and looking into a couple of things that were said during the episode. And one of the things that really got to me was the fact that the passengers exist. Specifically, they say that it's the Division's technology. However, in this universe, they're illegal. I think the Division is literal. I think the Division is meant to keep universes separate. And they were using the passenger to ferry across people from universe to universe.
Oh my god.
I love that theory.
And then Swarm Azure's whole thing is they want to bring everything together in one big mess and cause chaos.
Oh my lord, that's just gonzo enough to work.
That's a really good theory, yeah.
It would make sense as to why they're like, hey, we got to keep time under wraps, because, if you let time go wild, it'll be, just a whole bunch of branches of time going all over the place. You won't know exactly what it's going to lead to. And Rainiac, I know you're thinking of that one show that we discussed. But it makes so much sense that they're trying to do this. And that the Division is doing this in order to protect the universe. It's like, I don't know if this is going to be true, but there's all this stuff to support it. They have, all these time devices. The fact that, this was when the Doctor knew she was the Timeless Child. And she came through a mysterious gate. What if that gate is, like the early way that they decided to bring people over into the universe? What if she was just a tester and they sent her through?
That's a really good theory.
I don't know if it's true, but if it is going to be true, then I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
So, next time?
Okay, so I can talk about it now. So, next time, the story continues in Chapter 4, Village of the Angels.
Let's get spooky.
Is this the one that has the co-writer?
Yes.
Yes. We finally sort of get out from under the thumb of Chibnall with Maxine Alderton returning.
The Villa Diodati writer.
Maybe she'll actually answer some questions.
Maybe.
Well, I think it's going to be separate from the Vinder subplot. The Vinder Bell subplot.
Yeah.
I also don't think we'll see the Grand Serpent, and we may not even see much of Swarm Azure in this one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be entirely just Angel.
Yeah, and also Claire's back.
Yay.
From episode 1.
Yay.
And I've got a theory of my own on this one. Based on the trailer only, I think she went back in time to try and save everyone. Because this is the day that the village disappears completely tonight. Like she's got knowledge of it.
It's going to be weird to square away with the
or maybe that's where she ended up when the angel sent her back in time in part 1. Yeah, exactly. But
then why? How does she know the Doctor? Which that's raises out.
Hopefully that will be explained. We've also got Kevin Mcnelly as Professor Jericho. So this is where he slots into it. I think we thought he would be in this episode, but it's confirmed now. I'm excited. I want to see what he does with the Weeping Angels because he really nailed them in Halloween Apocalypse in their little bit.
And Gamer Angel in this episode.
And Gamer Angel, yeah, that was a really cool. That was a really cool thing. That Gamer Angel.
Yeah.
Really inventive. See, he can do inventive concepts.
Damn. Well, it's inventive in that it's, hey, here's a twist on the thing from Flesh and Stone.
Yeah.
Whatever, first part of that.
But yeah, that's Chapter 4. So
where can you find us, lovely people?
Yeah.
Well, you can find us, lovely people, at Reviews Doctor on Twitter.com. You can also contact us individually. I can't speak. Give me a moment. You can also contact us individually at Concave Usurper, at Freezing Inferno, and at Rainiac Domaniac, if that takes your fancy. You can also send us an email at goexterminateyourself@gmail.com. Cat sometimes plays video games at twitch.tv/Concave Usurper. And of course, Bye Back to the 11th Hour by Krista McTeer.
Thank you! What we were waiting for.
I heard you about to interrupt. I got there first.
If it turns out that I'm absolutely right, please send us an email detailing how wonderful I am. If I get it absolutely wrong,
please send her an email detailing how wonderful she is.
Well, yes.
Yes. Basically, what we're saying is send her an email telling her how great she is.
Yeah.
Good night, Rainiac.
Good night.
Rainiac.
He said me, but... So thank you to you, the audience, for listening to us talk about the very confusing Once Upon a Time. Thank you to Kat and the Jerry for talking with me about the episode and actually helping me understand it a bit more. I've come away from this review tonight knowing a bit more about it and understanding a bit more about it, so I thank you for that. And join us next time for Chapter 4, Village of the Angels. Until next time, don't blink, and bye for now.
Okay, you're allowed to blink now.
Yeah, because you'll hurt your eyes if you don't blink until next week.
You are now manually blinking, and your tongue cannot fit in your mouth comfortably.